So let's take some grade 10 revision. Right, so I want you to apply the laws of exponents and surds, right, on these examples. You can copy them down, try to do them on your own before you look at the solutions that I'm going to do. Pause the video, just do these exercises and see if you can get them right. But for now, I am going to continue with them. Of course, I'm assuming that you're going to watch this after you've paused the video and tried the exercises on your own. Right, now let's talk about those solutions. All right, now let's start with the first one. Okay, so on the first one we had, there's our 4. We've got a squared, we've got b, all of that cubed, divided by, got a multiplied by b, raised to the exponent or to the power 0. And this is 2a power 4 multiplied by b divided by ab cubed, and this is raised to the exponent -1. Right, now ladies and gents, of course, whilst there are many ways to skin this cat, in this case, we are just simply going to make sure that we apply the laws correctly. Right. Now, it's very important when you've got numbers, in this case, coefficients, right? Please note that our coefficients, we are allowed to multiply or divide them, right? What I will advise in future is that if you've got bases that are actually numbers, you must actually try to convert them into prime factors. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, let's go into this one. So we've got 4 in this case, so right, let's apply the law. This is going to be 2 raised by, that's a rather, that's 2 multiplied by 3. That's b, remember there's a 1 there, so that's 1 multiplied by 3. Right, divided by, please note ladies and gents, we are raising a number, in this case, or rather 2 bases, by 0. What should that give to us? That should definitely give us a 1. So that gives us a 1. Okay. So this is going to be multiplied by, this is 2 to the base of 4, base a to the power 4 times b divided by, now please I want you to note, so here it is, we've got, in this case, we are raising this by -1. You remember what we said by having something to the -1? That if you've got, let's say, 1 over a to the minus n, that can simply become, right, a to the positive n, right? So we can take that and say, well, we can just simply take all of this and multiply to the numerator. So I'm going to leave a 1 there, and this will be multiplied to the numerator, or I can just simply say that becomes a times b to the power 3. Okay, let me just say b to the power 3, and this is raised to the positive 1, and that's over 1. Now let's simplify this. So I've got coefficients, 4 times 2 gives me 8. Okay, we've got a. Now remember, if I'm multiplying, the bases are the same, and I'm multiplying. So I've got a to the power of 6. I've got a to the power of 4. So I'm adding those exponents, right? And I've got a to the power of 1. Remember, a there is to the power of 1. So I'm going to say plus 1. And what about b? I'm going to have 1 times 3 gives me 3. Right, and I'll have b raised to the power of 1, so this is plus 1, and that's 3 times 1, so that will be b to the power of 3. So in this case, that 3 multiplied by that 1 gives us 3, and that's the 3 that I am adding there. So I've got a, now 6 plus 4 plus 1, that gives us 11, and our b, that's 3 plus 1 plus 3. That should give us 7. That should be our final answer, ladies and gents. Of course, you can look at it in terms of what you got. And now let's have a look at the second one, right? So what did we have over there? So we had 5, we've got a b squared, that's times c, okay, and we divided these by, got a b c squared, all of that raised to the power of 2. This is multiplied by, we've got a minus 2b cubed c raised to the exponent of 1, and this is divided by, we've got 15 a to the power of 0 and b to the power of 4. Right, now let's quickly have a look at it, ladies and gents. So firstly, let's deal with all of the bases. So we know that we've got 5, we've got a. I'm going to keep these exactly the same. There's no law to apply there. However, the denominator, right, remember we are raising, right, all of those bases with a power of 2, so that becomes a. Remember there's a 1 there, so that's 1 multiplied by 2, so that gives us 2. That's b, again there's a 1 there, that's 1 times 2, that gives us 2. And that's c with 2 times 2, and that's c to the power of 4. Right, so multiplied by. Now if you want to, I'm going to apply this a little bit differently from the first one. So we are raising to the exponent of minus 1, or to the power minus 1. So remember we said these multiplied to all the exponents, so I'm going to do that to all the exponents there, right? So I'm starting with the first one, so that's a. Negative 2 times negative 1, that gives us positive 2, that's b. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 1, that gives me negative 3. And in this case I've got c, which is c to the power 1 times negative 1, so that gives me negative 1. Right, divided by, right, so we've got 15 at the denominator, a to the power 0, that gives me 1, so I'm just going to multiply by 1 there, and I've got b to the power of 4. Now, of course, we did say that the coefficients, we can actually deal with them, all right? So I might as well just write there 5 divided by 15, okay? And let's see. So I've got a, right? So that's 1, that's 2 there. So I can say 1 plus 2. Remember multiplying, right? Bases are the same and I'm multiplying, so I add the exponents. So that's 1 plus 2. So I've dealt with this and that. Okay, so remember I am dividing in this case by a squared. So remember that when I am dividing, right, the exponent changes sign. So that would be minus 2, and we don't have any other a in this case, right? So let's take b. We've got b to the power of 2. Okay, we've got minus 3. There it is over there. And we've got minus 2. So remember this one changes sign when it goes to the numerator. So that's minus 2. Okay, so that's minus 2 and minus 4. So this one again changes sign when it goes to the numerator. And then finally we've got c, right? We've got 1 there. Okay, minus 1. Okay, we've got minus 4, and we don't have any other base c in that case. Right, so remember 5 goes into itself once, and it goes into 15 3 times. Remember that 15 is 3 times 5. Okay, so in this case that remains as 1 over 3. And so that would be a. Right, so 2 minus 2, So that would be a to the power of 1, and that's b. In this case, we've got a 2 and a minus 2. So negative 3 minus 4 gives us negative 7. And c, that's 1 minus 1, and we're left with minus 4. Please check if you've got the same value. If you want to express it as just positive exponents, we can write it this way. This is 1 divided by, in fact, a is positive, so I'll leave that as a at the top there. Okay, so the 3 I can write as the denominator, and the b has got a negative exponent, so I can write it in the denominator as a positive exponent, and c has a negative exponent. I can write it in the denominator with a positive exponent. And that is what I get there. Please confirm if you've got the same thing. All right, please let me know. Right, and finally, let's take the third example. Right, what did we have there? So we had 4x, we had multiplied by 2x minus 2, and this is divided by 8 into x minus 4. Now, remember I told you about changing things, especially when you've got bases that are numerical, right? You are going to change them into prime factors, right? So, prime factors of 4, right? Remember, what are the factors of 4? It's 1, 2, and 4. But which one is a prime number? Remember, what are prime numbers? Numbers that can only be divisible by 1 and itself, right? So the only prime factor of 4 is 2. So we can write 4 as 2 squared. Okay? So now this is 2 squared raised to the exponent x multiplied by 2 into x minus 2 divided by, now let's write down again 8. Can we change 8 into prime factors? Well, what are the prime factors of 8? Firstly, what are the factors of 8? That would be 1, that's 2, that's 4, and that's 8, right? So which one is a prime number? Well, in this case, this is a prime number. Am I able to write it as a product of prime numbers, or in this case, just using the base as a prime factor? So 8 is 2 raised to the exponent of 3. So remember, 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 8. So I'll write that as 2 to the exponent of 3. Right, and I'm going to raise this to x minus 4. So let's apply the principles or the laws that we actually had. Right, so in this case, there are our exponents. Right, we are raising an exponent to a power. So that's 2 times x. So this will be 2 to the power of 2x multiplied by 2 to x minus 2. And I'm going to divide this by 2. 3 multiplied by x, this will be 3x. That's minus 12. Right, so all my bases are the same now. So I can apply the laws of exponents. So this will be 2, base 2, that's 2x. Remember, I am adding the exponents. So this is plus x minus 2, right? I'm multiplying, right, and dividing this one. I know that these will actually change sign. So that will be minus 3x plus 12. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so that would be 2x plus x, that's 3x minus 3x. So that means all of those cancel out. So I've got minus 2 plus 12, which will give me 10. So that will be 2 to the power of 10. All right, and that is really how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gents. I hope you got those correct. Okay, and I'm going to do some more examples next time. If you struggled with something, please put it on the comment section and we will attend to it. I'll respond either by way of a video, but otherwise don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll see you guys next time. Sharp, sharp.